Hello, welcome in, welcome in. Happy Thursday, everybody. Hopefully, y'all are doing well. We've got a lot to talk about. I think Steve is going to join too. Can't confirm, but I think he is. We have a lot to talk about. Kind of recapping what's gone on this week, the Super Bowl, obviously. And then we're going to be right into the NFL offseason here. So I do want to talk a little bit about kind of the plan for the content now that football season is wrapping up. So obviously you guys know I cover golf, and I post the golf blogs, and we talk about golf on the stream and stuff. But we're gonna go even deeper into kind of the NFL offseason this year with draft coverage and all that stuff, free agency. So I will be kind of getting started on that here very quickly. In addition to the golf content, and then we got baseball coming pretty soon too, which I'm going to talk to Steve about. I think he is in here now, so I'm going to add him in. But Steve and I have a big draft next week. Steve, how we doing?
Doing well. Yes, we do have a big draft next week.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
sir.
if you guys remember, Steve and I over the summer last year would, kind of review our FSGA expert league baseball teams over the course of the summer, and we are going to be in that league again. So we will be headed to Vegas for the winter conference next week, and Steve and I will be drafting live on Sirius XM in that draft on, I believe, Tuesday afternoon. Steve.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. And if you like Howard Bender roasting me, then tune in. You get a little
I
slice
cannot
of
wait.
that roast beef.
I can't wait for your interview on Sirius. I just can't wait. I'm so excited.
Well, the funny thing is, here's what he's going to do this year. He's just not going to interview me because not everyone gets interviewed.
Yeah, he's just going to skip you.
Like, they only interview you if you make great picks or ones that they don't agree with. There's no, if you're like right down the middle, then they're just like, they ignore you. Like in football, I never get picked.
Yeah.
But in baseball, they did not like the Max Fried pick. They did not like the Willie Adames pick.
I mean, yeah. So we got to come with some better energy this year.
Yeah.
I'm feeling a big year for us.
Well, okay. If we just quickly rehash last year heading in, and I agree, we need some big energy. Does win or lose, we need to be the biggest personalities on that interview. Because did he interview you last year? Did he interview you?
I thought he did. Yeah, I think he did.
Okay. I can't remember because they were you and our buddy Elijah, not Elijah, Dan.
Yeah, CBS Sports. Yeah.
You guys were the talk of the town.
I know, and then my team sucked. I had injuries, but my team was not good.
Well, and in my defense, the first year I got roasted, we'll never know if it was a good pick or not because Max Fried essentially didn't play the whole season.
Yeah. I had some big injuries last year, which just kind of. I mean, we talk about it, but the league is so big and everyone knows what's going on, so it's really hard to overcome.
Yeah,
those injuries. It's not like a normal league.
Yeah. Well, even we'll look at it in a minute. I'll let you kind of get through your thing and we'll dive into it. But
yeah, well, I was just talking, so I wanted to update people about kind of the plan with football season ending. Like, we're gonna go even harder with our off-season football coverage. So we're gonna have a lot of NFL draft coverage, the combine and all that stuff, free agency, and then we have golf going on, which I'm really excited about, and it seems like a lot of people are. I mean, I don't know if you are super tapped in, but I mean, there was record size one and done contests that got filled. So, and betting is up a ton, just the handle on golf betting. So I'm assuming most people are pretty excited about golf as well.
Yeah. It's funny because I was like, well, why such a kind of surge in golf? I think it's interesting because It's been plagued by a little bit of drama, I think, the last few years, and that seems to be kind of settling out. For the record, I still really want to go to a live event. I think that would be very cool. But I think it's kind of stabilized, and you got a few stars. Brooks coming back, and you got Patrick Reed won the Qatar Masters, which was my golf tournament when I was a kid. I worked at the driving range there with Seve Ballesteros and Lee Westwood, and so he's off the Live Tour and he's on the DP World Tour. But the interesting part is, why do people want to bet on golf? And I think it's primarily because you can go and you can pick your favorite players, the people you like, and there's so much personality. They're not hiding behind a mask or a cage. Every single player like, especially in the top 50, I bet you we could go through and make a comment on their personality. And then each week, like, obviously some of them, Scotty Scheffler's got a better chance of winning than others, but every week somebody's got a chance. Who would have thought Justin Rose would have won?
Yeah.
Pebble Beach. Or no, sorry, Torrey.
Mm-hmm.
Who would have thought Patrick Reed would win the DP Worlds?
Dude, Patrick Reed, I used to not like him. I'm all aboard. I'm all aboard the Patrick Reed train. I can't wait for him to get back on the PGA Tour, but I actually took a few weeks ago. No, it was like a month ago. It was right around when golf started back up. I took Patrick Reed to win the Masters at 70-1, and I looked this morning. He is currently 35-1 to win the Masters. So we got some good, CLV on the Patrick Reed Masters future.
Yeah. So why are you like? Is it personality? Is it game? Is it pudginess?
Yeah. Well, yeah, but I mean, golf needs it needs those characters, right? Like, he's one of the true characters in the game of golf right now. Not every golfer should be like just, ultimate all-American family man, like super likable guy. Like, that's not fun. You got to have some guys that are a little bit edgier, a little bit different. I know people have not liked him in the past, and I used to kind of agree with that, but now I'm back in, and I can respect him because he's a true golf grinder. He's the only golfer, I don't know if you know this, he's the only live golfer, even though he's not live anymore, but he's the only one that went to live and improved his official world golf rank while he was there. And that is a testament to how many events he was playing that were non-live, because just now are they able to get points for that. They were not during his entire time there. So that I can respect the grind that he has put in. So I'm back in on Patrick Reed.
Nice. Yeah, you need heels, you need baby faces.
Yeah, you got to have some little edge there,
You need villains, you need heroes.
I love when he people think he cheats, like he improves his Y, with this foot and stuff. I like stuff like that. I think that's funny.
He is a character.
All right, so outside of golf and kind of the content plan, I don't know if you want to start anywhere specific. I definitely think we could talk a little Super Bowl review.
Yeah, let's talk.
Opinions on that.
Let's talk about the Super Bowl. Yeah, it was the most boring game. I don't even remember one that's been as boring as that one.
There was one worse one. 2021 or 2022. No, I think it was 2021 or 2020. When it was Rams Patriots, it was 10-3 final score. Not terrible game. Boring, nothing happened. Don't remember a single thing from that game.
I don't even remember that game at all.
Yeah,
you said Rams Patriots. I was like, did they play in the Super Bowl?
Yeah, that's the worst Super Bowl that I've ever watched and covered as a content creator. It was 2019. I'm looking it up, and it was 13-3, not 10-3. Excuse me. But literally nothing good happened in that game. This was the second worst, though, and it's not even that it was that bad of a game. I mean, I definitely think it was boring, but there's just nothing stuck out to me. Like, if you fast forward 15 years, other than the fact that the Seahawks won, what are you going to remember from that game? There was no memorable play. They just ran the ball down their throat, kicked a bunch of field goals, scored a defensive touchdown at the end of the game. Like, nothing happened. Nothing memorable happened in that game, in my opinion.
The only thing I remember about it is like Drake May throwing it into nowhere and then getting picked off. I was like, I don't know who
Yeah,
that was
he
to.
played terrible, man. He played so bad.
But I also don't understand. Like they ran the ball was it 16 times, 9 and 7 across the. Like I don't
They
understand
were
what
just
you're
going
doing.
3 and out over and over and over.
Yeah, like I don't get the game plan. Like it
They
was
were
tight
so
until
bad.
the end, and they just kept doing the same thing.
Yeah, I thought the game plan was bad. I thought the Patriots played terribly. I thought Drake May played horribly. The offensive line was bad, but I'm not even like Will Campbell. You could talk about that whole thing.
Yeah,
I'm not even going to put it all on the offensive line. There was plenty of times Drake May just held onto the ball for too long for no reason, missed guys that were open. I don't know. That was a really bad performance. I mean, statistically, it was like the second worst performance in a Super Bowl of all time. It was bad.
yeah. I did hit anytime on Matt Collins and
Nice.
who was my
I,
other one?
I struck out on my touchdown picks, buddy. I can tell you that. The Patriots did nothing.
Why am I drawing a huge blank on? Oh, Barner.
Yeah, AJ Barner, yeah. First
So yeah,
touchdown too. A lot of people had AJ Barner first touchdown. So shout out to you if you cashed that one.
no, I just went anytime. But covered any of my losses right there. Middle of money in the game always feels a little good. I'm just trying not to lose money out there, just chipping away at it. And but I did think the Pats were going to win. That's who I picked. So I was quite not that
Yeah.
I really had any skin in the game. I just don't love the Seahawks.
No, yeah. I mean, like relative to like what I normally would bet, I didn't bet a ton, but I did have the Pats as my side of that game, and yeah, I thought the Seahawks would win. I said it on stream, like I think the Seahawks are going to win. It's just going to be a close game, and that just was not. The Patriots were really never in that game ever, even when it was
No.
close in the first half. They just never fell in the game. Like they could not even advance the ball past midfield. It was insane.
Well, it was funny. It was like a 2-score game until the third quarter. Is
Yeah,
that correct?
the first touchdown, I don't even think the first touchdown cashed until the end of the third or the
Yeah.
beginning of the fourth quarter.
And I was like they're still in this, but it feels like they've lost already.
100%. Yeah, it was just not. It wasn't good.
Yeah.
It was not a good
Anyways,
game.
moving on. We'll move past that one. It's baseball season now.
Chat, are you guys ready for baseball season? Lifetime, Steve, my betting history, I'm up the most units betting baseball, I think.
Really?
Yeah, I'm trying to look. Yeah, MLB 50,
What are you tracking on?
59. I have like an Action Network account that I like have.
Okay.
I have 3,500 bets tracked on this, Steve.
Oh,
And
nice.
that's since 2023. So what is that? 3 years?
Yeah.
I'm averaging almost 1,000 bets a year. That's not good, but yeah, plus 59
That's
units.
actually not that bad. That's actually less than I would have thought. Like that's only like 3 bets a day.
Plus 239 units all time. MLB plus 59. So it's still my highest. So I was really, I think it was 2 seasons ago, baseball, it was just absolute domination. I would love to reclaim that magic for our stream this year.
Just taking a look at something real quick.
I know, I'm going to put together some this weekend because my flight leaves Sunday. So I'm going to put together some personal, not 1 through 100 rankings, but just guys that I'm higher on than consensus and put them in a data space for people to use if they're going to do any baseball drafts. And then we can obviously use it during our draft on Tuesday, but I'm definitely going to kind of highlight some people that I like. I was trying to do a mock draft too, but do you know how many people are in our league?
Okay, so let's pull it up really quickly. Oops.
I'm trying to sign in.
Yeah, that's what I was going to do. Are you doing that? Or am I doing that? I have the data space up, which is what I want to look at afterwards. But
yeah, hold on. It's making me change my password on this website. So
okay, baseball.
let's try this.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 teams.
Okay.
But this can't be right because I still see, because whoever won last year, they all had 0 points though. Did Gannett won? I forget. I thought he won. Or did he lose in the last week?
No, he lost on like the last week, I think. I don't think he won. I think he got second or third.
Okay. Well, maybe it's right then. Because we got CBS, we got Ernest Young. I always find them Fantrax.
Oh yeah, can I wait? NBC. Where are you looking? What's this under?
Do you want me to share my screen?
Yeah, you can do that. I was looking at mine, but yeah, if you want to share, I want to see who we're up against.
Okay, ready for the inception. Okay, you see it?
Yep. Let me put that here. All right.
So it's funny because we got 2 Yahoos.
Yeah, isn't that one of them didn't check their team last year ever?
Yeah, Andrew Machado.
So he's back in.
He's got a team.
All right, we need to establish this.
We got 2 of us. They were, I wouldn't say they were giving us a hard time about it, but Digger was kind of like, "Are you guys gonna have 2 teams?" I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah. Yahoo has 2 teams. We have 2 teams. Yeah. If there's anybody in this industry at the scale of Yahoo, it's us. So we're definitely deserving 2 teams, I would say.
Yeah, exactly. We got our friends at RotoWire. Shout out to them.
Do we know who's drafting that? Do we know? I was trying to find the owners of these teams on here. I don't know what that's under.
If you do
team info, maybe. No, that's just my own team.
Forget the
league. Nope, that's not it.
Rosters. I think you can see their names. Yeah, you can see their names and rosters.
Oh, okay, cool.
But yeah, these might not be. This
might not be updated though. Yeah.
Yeah, because they always do that. Like he could be gone. He showed up late.
Yeah. Okay.
They were gonna have to replace him.
Yeah, I remember that because Travis was gonna hop in, but then he showed up like at the last second.
Just a couple of bevies and some snacks in hand, ready to go.
Yeah.
So yeah, they drafted well, but didn't finish well. This is the two darlings.
Yeah.
The bells of the ball. Ben and Dan Schneier.
Yep.
So yeah, it'll be interesting. Okay. Do we want to get into some meat and potatoes now?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so here's my database ranking batters. So there's a couple things I want to do today. Number one is we can review our teams from last year just to kind of catch everybody up.
Yeah.
And then I want to talk draft strategy. Because when I came in and was prepping for this today, we'll just start with my team. I looked at my team and where it ended in the year. I was like, if you compare it with, and just to explain this ranking, it's a Z score across all of the categories that are tracked for batters, which is home runs, RBIs, runs, stolen bases, batting average. So that ranks them, for their overall output for the season. So that takes into account games played. Team doesn't look that bad.
Yeah.
But was never competitive. Never even had a chance.
You got off to a really rough start, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I was looking second last. The only guy who was beating me, or was losing to me, beating me,
was the guy that never checked his team.
Yeah, didn't start his lineup. So, a lot of these guys pulled through. Springer, who was my most productive, he missed 20 games with injury. Kind of came back after that because it was a concussion. Wasn't great after that. But, Willie Adames was my top pick. This is the one that they kind of roasted me on. Ultimately,
if you would have picked someone other than him, like let's say you hit on your first
yeah,
I think you would have looked probably a lot differently. Like if you would have just taken anybody that was one of these top players, instead of him, just adding that to your team, I think it would have looked a lot different.
Yeah. I agree. I completely agree. Because let's say because I think I was 13 and you were 14, right?
Yeah,
Or I was
no, you had back to back. I think I was 13.
okay. So I would have Trevor Story. He would have been my shortstop instead of Willie Davis. So let's compare.
I think your team would have looked way different.
So, Trevor Story, Willie Davis had 5 more home runs. I also didn't play him as much. It seemed like when I played him,
we hit like July and you started benching him.
Yeah. And well, then he would have a good week, and then I would put him in, he'd have a bad week, and I'd take him out, he'd have a good week, and it was just, yeah. But 225 batting average.
Yeah, that's a start.
Almost no stolen bases, RBIs, hits, just had more power.
Yeah.
And power is one of the rarer ones. Probably what bumps him up in kind of the overall ranking. But yeah, that probably would have made a bigger difference since Trevor Story hit more categories.
For sure.
So how do I avoid that? Like, how do I guess I could just do this. How do I avoid that this year? How do I avoid getting sucked into the Willie Adames trap?
Well, I mean, I'll start out number one. We just nobody can draft Corbin Carroll since now that he's hurt. So
yeah.
And
is it because he was doing those weird workouts outside the building beforehand?
I don't know.
Did you even see that? I didn't even see him like throwing a ball wrong-handed outside. They're like,
I don't know,
like not even allowed in the facility yet, like legally.
Yeah, hamate bone is tough to come back from for these guys. Like I feel like that's one of the injuries for like a hitter that it takes like a year to kind of get back on track. So that's just like I don't know. That's just a true avoid for me. I will not be drafting any Corbin Carroll. Obviously, he's not going to go in the first round now because he's hurt. But that's just just avoiding that. Lindor's hurting also, is he not? Yeah, he also had a hamate bone. That's another avoid. Not picking him.
I thought I saw that. Like, there's another data space. We'll just go to duplicate this. I'll just go to our. Is it in here? I can't remember where it is. No.
I might just try and get as many Dodgers as I can.
Really? You think that's the play? They weren't great last year.
No, but if you could get Kyle Tucker and then like if you go back to back, like if you could take him and then get like Freeman or something, and then get one of the cheaper ones that go later that are at the bottom of the lineup, I think could be good.
Like a Kike?
Yeah, any of those like bottom of the order guys. I don't know what I have to check. Let me see. Because I know like Max Muncy, he kind of struggled early on last season, but that's like the type of guy you can get late and then you just get exposure to their lineup. So assuming they go, Ohtani's going to lead off, Mookie, Kyle Tucker, Freeman's going to hit cleanup, and then you have Will Smith. So like guys at the bottom, Teoscar, Andy Pages.
Teoscar was great last year.
Yeah, like if I could get a couple, like if I could get 2 of their top 5 and then one of those later guys, and then I just roll that every single day. That's on my radar.
He was good. He's not. Did he get traded? I can't remember. Or is he just banished to the dugout now?
No, he's in their projected opening day lineup.
Really?
Yeah, sir. For center field. Yeah.
Interesting. Because he did win them a World Series.
He did win them a World Series, yes. Not with the bat, but I mean,
that was all that counted. Like if he didn't catch that ball, game over.
I don't know though, because we don't know what pick we have, so that's obviously going to dictate some things.
But you think if you took a look at these 14 top picks, like, are you picking anyone in this? Like, who aren't you picking in this list?
Pete Crow Armstrong, I don't want him. Lindor, obviously, he's hurt.
Too streaky.
Yeah, something's off about him. Personally, I don't know. I can't.
You don't like the hyphen in his name.
I don't mind that necessarily, but there's just something. So I can't put my finger on it, but it doesn't feel right. His advanced stuff isn't super good last year. He started off last year really, really hot. If you
Yeah,
remember.
best player in the league. He was top of the
Yeah,
list. He was up
he was
here.
insane. But when he finished the season, I mean, 109 WRC plus is not very good. 323 weighted on base. Okay. Like for how he started out, his numbers were post like June, they were pretty bad. So I'll skip him and I'll skip any of the guys that are hurt. Trying to look at, so I'm looking at where like the draft room, so like how RT Sports has it ranked. I can tell you right now, I'm probably gonna wait on pitching again and just hope it doesn't burn me. But
Okay, I was gonna get to pitching.
yeah, I think you have to take. I think I'm gonna be honest with you. I think you have to take an outfielder in the first 2 rounds.
Okay, so that was gonna be.
I think you have to.
Well, what about a shortstop though?
Yeah, I mean that too, but since we play 5 outfielders, it's like you have to get an outfielder in the first 2
Okay,
rounds.
that's a good.
I think
Okay, that's a good way to look at it. So you're thinking that because that's the philosophy that I'm looking for. Like, how do you approach positional? But because there's 5, you think that the USA just scored.
Hockey. I forgot
Yeah.
that was on.
Yeah,
What is
they're getting bossed around by Latvia.
Yeah, what is it?
2-1 USA now.
What is going on over there?
I think the team's just getting a lot better.
Yeah, I will say you were on that before the Olympics when I asked you about it.
Yeah, you gotta just. The thing that's killing me is like almost zero live data on the Olympics.
I'm assuming Canada won, correct?
We did. We stomped them pretty.
Was it a demolition?
It was, but it was a good game. It was a good game. But Canada looked good. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. 2-1 now, but yeah. So I think with the 5 outfielders, I think you got to take one early. But it would help to know what pick we have also. And then so for the pitchers, I'm looking. Yeah, I think I'm waiting. I see one I like. I see one I want to take as my number 1.
Pitchers?
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. He's outside the top 15, and I would be comfortable with him being my number 1. So that I'm gonna try my hardest to obtain him onto my team.
Okay,
what do we do with what do you want to do with closers though?
I think they're a dime a dozen. Like if you can get somebody who's a guarantee, I think that's also last year. If we look, I dropped whoever it was, but if we look at the closers last year for my team, we just look at pitching in general. 8.94 home runs for shortstops. So that's pretty low. Like if you can get somebody with. But I like the idea of, draft an outfielder because you got 5 outfielders. So draft by position availability. If you need to fill more spots, you need less depth at shortstop than you do at outfield. Okay. I like that. So I had picked him relatively high, which ended up being a mistake. Then we got moves to make. He's turned into even more of a mistake. And then who else did I have? Earlier in the year, I dropped somebody. I should have better memory for this stuff. But I think if you're going closer, like you got to pick I remember who I had. Who's the guy who played in St. Louis and then?
Yeah, Ryan Helsley.
Yes, so I picked him high.
You did, yeah.
And I was like, he's gonna they're still gonna win 64 games. He's still gonna get 30 saves, and then he's gonna get traded down the stretch, and he's gonna be a high leverage come in and close because he's the best guy. And then he had an absolute trash panda season, and did neither of those 2 things.
Well, so here's my thoughts on closer, because I full transparency. Everybody watching this knows I play tons of MLB daily fantasy. Most of the time when I play fantasy season-long fantasy baseball leagues, it is head-to-head. So I don't have like I know rotisserie baseball is like the OG of OGs, like that started fantasy sports. I'm fully aware of that and respect that. I just don't really ever play it. I didn't grow up playing it. So as experienced as I am in this space, I am not experienced when it comes to rotisserie baseball leagues. So and just from doing a couple of them, it seems to me like in the sharper leagues, the closers get drafted very early. Because I always come into it and it's like, okay, I'd like to wait, but I can never seem to time it up right. It seems like they get drafted very early in these stronger leagues. And since it's not like a 10-team league, if they start getting drafted and you miss out, like you're just screwed. Like they'll go so quick.
Or if you miss and you don't get.
Too. I do think though there's an advantage for us drafting when we are right now in comparison to 2 or 3 weeks because we don't know. There's still some like unknown with the closer situations. So you can kind of get ahead on that. Whereas if we drafted in the middle of spring training, like we probably have the answers to most of those questions. But so that's something we could look to exploit. But from doing these leagues, it seems like closers get drafted early. So I try to be mindful of that and just like follow the market in this. But I always seem to be behind when it comes to the closers.
Okay. So are you thinking like, let's think of draft order, outfielder. I know you want another batter. Would you go outfielder again?
Yeah, probably just depending on who was there and where I pick. Like if I was back into the first,
assume it all makes sense, but just like humor me positionally. Would you go outfielder, closer? Would you go outfielder, starter, closer, shortstop?
Yeah. If I'm back into the first from what I'm looking at here, I would be good with outfielder, or outfielder and somebody like, I don't know, like Gunnar Henderson is there. I'm just looking at names, right? Like I haven't really done any research, but yet. But yeah, I don't know. Probably outfielder. I could see myself doing that, to be honest. But if I pick at the front of the draft and I'm gonna get if I was like a top 4, I'm gonna get a star outfielder, but it's gonna be forever till it comes back to me. So that might change things. I might have to take a pitcher then at that point in the 3rd round, like on the start of the 3rd round.
The back end of the 2nd,
yeah. So that
well then you go back to back because then you go outfielder, you're going to get a pretty good pitcher. If you go outfielder, pitcher, you'll still probably get an okay outfielder. And I mean, look at 9.7 home runs on outfielders on average. 8.94 in shortstop. And that's where, like, you kind of enlightened me on something today because I normally was looking just purely at positional value, but not thinking about how many of those players I need in that position. So I've probably been hurting myself in season long by not drafting more outfielders early because you have to fill more outfielder positions, even though there's more of them that have better average stats. You end up with too many. Like if you get there's only so many shortstops, but if you assume that there's, let's say, 20 good shortstops that are above replacement, there's probably going to be one around a while. And that, to be honest, maybe that's where my Willie Adames mistake was. Maybe that's where I get on the confessional with Howard and I just pour my heart out.
Mm-hmm. That could be. That very well could be. And I don't know if the process was necessarily bad, right? It's just the pick was bad, right? But like I said,
That's what Howard would say.
Well, no, I'm saying like
Willie
Adames was bad. Like I said, if you had picked Trevor Story or somebody else, right? Like I think you would have been a much better. Just that one pick, you probably would have been in a better spot. So
got a little unlucky. New team. I thought less power, more infield hits. He ended up with like more power. But yeah, I follow you.
So I don't think like maybe that was the problem. It's just Willie Adames just did not have a year like you expected.
This is the ranking from the year before, just so you're curious.
Yes. John Carlos Stannis. So funny.
I thought that was actually a great pick by me because I picked him in like the second last round, and then
100%. 100%.
Okay, should we look at your team now from last year?
Yeah, let's go for it. I took a lot of young guys. I know that.
You did. Am I doing this right? Yeah. Okay, we are. Oh, we're looking at per bat. Let's look at the overall output for the season. Okay, so that's your team. And I want to talk about Jacob Wilson.
Yeah, I just signed a new contract.
And I traded for him in my other league. I can't remember, I think 3 or 5 keepers this year. And I'm like, do I keep him? I paid a lot to get him. But then he had such a terrible season down the stretch.
Yeah, another guy that just did not finish the season very well.
No. Well, and if you think about it, mid-season, we ranked your team. He was like here.
Yeah, he was way high up there. Well, he's hitting like 450.
Yeah. And then he essentially ended up last on your team in ranking.
Yeah.
Negative 2.65 above the average player.
Like, he doesn't really contribute anything other than batting average. And so, that kind of makes it tough, I would say.
Yeah. He's injured for a bit too. Your other guy that was right up there, Soderstrom, you think he's a good pick at the catcher spot this year?
Yeah, he was good. I don't have anything. I got him super late, and he that was another guy. He started off really hot, so I was fine with that. I think Ohapi good. That was a good pick. I think he's projected
high,
pretty good. But yeah, I mean the young guys. Churio obviously did well. James Wood did really good in like parts of the season. He was kind of inconsistent, but when he was good, he was really good. Obviously, the games played there is your biggest issue, but when he was good, he was really good. I don't have anything bad to say. Langford, kind of the same thing. When he was good, but missed some games.
Yeah.
Josh Naylor's super underrated. Always is.
Yeah.
Mookie Betts was a big miss for me though, because he was.
He had that weird. He
had like the whole. It all started when they went to Japan and he got sick. He had that whole weird season. Yeah.
So the one thing about the Jays is, you think back, if he wasn't kind of sick and had a weird season, what would that World Series have looked like? It might have been completely different.
Yeah.
Because he contributed 0. He's kind of a dead spot in the lineup. But what do you think of Wyatt Langford? I know you were super high on him last year.
Yeah, I'm high on him again. I'm going to stick to it. I still think he's going to be really good. He just has to stay off the injured list, right? Like he can't go on the injured list 3 or 4 different times throughout a season. You got to give me a healthy season and see what you can do. Like there's enough promise there that I still think he could be really good, but you just got to stay on the field. The guy that I'm really high on this year, again, another young guy, but Jack Caglione from the Royals. I don't know where. I'm trying to see where he's projected to get drafted in this draft, but I would love to take him.
Jack?
Yeah. He's projected, he's 253 overall on RT Sports, so that's down around. I'm trying to see who is like next to him in the rankings to just get an idea. So
are you in the draft room? Is that what you're looking
at? Yeah. I was just looking at their rankings. So I could see. So he's like around like I don't even, what even is that? 253. So what do we have? 14 teams.
How do you spell his name?
His last name's CAG. There you go. Okay. What is it? 2. So that's like 18th round, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be, I'll overdraft him. I'll overdraft him. He will. We will leave that draft with him on my team. I will make a prediction today on Thursday the 12th. I can tell you, I will leave that draft with him.
Interesting that picks up here. Yeah, very interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah.
You know, the funny thing about this, I look at old Maximilian up there again.
Yeah. Yeah, we haven't talked about just like the Blue Jays in general or anything like that. We've kind of been focused on fantasy, but I don't know if you have any opinions there.
Well, you know, hearing about Santander was a little bit disappointing. Because one of the things, you know, I was saying to some of my buddies is like, oh, we missed it on this guy, missed it on that guy. I was like, yeah, but we're gonna have a healthy Santander. Like that could be a game breaker. Like 2 years ago in Baltimore, if we go back to this draft, if we go back to this, let me find I'm on the right. This I'm gonna go back to the 24 data. I've got something wrong here. Is it owner? Okay, I'm not going to waste everyone with dead air. Oh, it's probably this value. That's the problem, not owner. Okay, let's go back here and see. No, okay, we'll just stop doing this. If we go back to it, Santander was actually the guy on my list to kind of draft instead of Willie Davis. I was thinking either of them. So had I gone with him, it would have been a bad pick anyways because he was injured all year. But if you looked at where he ranked, you know, in terms of power hitters, like they lost out on Juan Soto, but Santander wasn't that far behind statistically. And so I thought going into this season, I was like, well, they're going to get him. He wasn't great in the playoffs, and you know, he wasn't great. Obviously, he's injured through it the whole season. But he would kind of be that free guy that would plug in the outfield, give them a bit more power. So to hear that he's injured and out was a bit disappointing. And I think it opens up the door for, you know, another one of these depth young guys, Loperfido or somebody like that to come in and potentially, you know, win a spot or win some games played. And if we look at last year, it was those guys like Barger and Clement. Those are the guys that made the difference. So maybe that's part of the magic is having an open spot on the roster for an impact player to kind of come in, and that might be the difference because I think they still have a very good team. They had such great utility last year from all their players. If they can keep that rolling, like that pressure that they had throughout the playoffs every single night at the bat was just relentless. So I'm hoping that I was disappointed, but I'm hoping that this turns out for them.
Oh, I agree. I don't know. I mean, we'll see what happens, but I still think even with some of those injuries, I still think they'll be in the mix for the playoffs and stuff. I'm not worried about that yet.
I think they I think they got a chance of contending again.
There's a couple. Yeah, I do. There's a couple Blue Jays I think are good values in this draft potentially as well.
I would agree with that. You know the funny thing about the Jays? They're one of those teams where people they're like the Minnesota Wild in hockey. Where people just discount them.
Yeah, I mean that happened all last year.
Like if you look at
like Andres Jimenez is ranked almost 400th on RT Sports. Like, that's a good pick.
Yeah.
Akamoto, I'm assuming that's how you say this guy's name.
Yeah,
good.
He could be.
What if he doesn't like? What if he hits like? I don't know. I'm looking at Fangraphs. They have him projected to bat 7th. Like, what if even if he starts the year batting 7th, what if he's like really good and they move him up in the order and then he gets protection with like, you know, Vladdy and Barger and Kirk and those guys? Like, what if he ends up, even if, like I said, even if he starts the year hitting 7th in the lineup, what if he moves up, you know?
Even if he won't get at bats, but like even if he's hitting seventh in that lineup,
Yeah, he looks pretty good. And Jimenez
like
is
what did
crazy,
they
bro.
have they had Varsho in seventh last year, didn't they? Was he sixth?
Yeah, sixth, I think.
And he was a weapon. Ernest Clement was in like sixth or seventh. He was up there. Like I think that could be. It'll be interesting because obviously Bo Bichette's gone, so to some degree, everyone kind of they've got a bat to fill there. But the other thing that I found crazy is that they like Twitter just ripped that signing apart.
Yeah.
And I didn't understand the hatred. They're like, "Oh, the power won't translate." Blah blah blah. Why not? Like,
I don't think it's bad. Trying to see what
it,
about Savage? Could be a good pick.
so he's high on my list for
Yeah,
potentially one or two pitchers, like first two pitchers in the draft.
I agree. He's down there. He's at 151 on RT Sports overall, so he's down around like Chase Burns and Mackenzie Gore and those guys. Like I would definitely take him in that range. I think he's pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not gonna get big innings from him like that. That is, you're just not. But that also doesn't matter. I don't think.
What do you mean? Like he's not going to pitch for?
Yeah, like they're not gonna.
Innings?
Yeah, like they're not gonna push him, but that's okay. Yeah. That's okay.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. They don't push any pitcher anymore.
Yeah, exactly. And you're gonna get good. I'm assuming like pretty good strikeout numbers, and
I think you're gonna get great strikeout numbers because he's got that weird launch angle, and no one's seen it before. Like they just haven't seen repetitions on it, so he's gonna be striking guys out left, right, and center.
He has the good mix, so I love to take guys that have high ground ball rate and also really good strikeout numbers. Because usually, I don't want to say usually, but a lot of times it's one or the other, right? Because you're either pitching to contact and getting ground balls, or you're striking guys out. But some of the really good pitchers are good at both, and he was good at both. He had good strikeout numbers, 50% ground ball rate, so really can't poke many holes into his game that we saw last year.
We might be competing over him because he was.
That might be. I don't want to. Maybe we'll make a side deal or something. I won't steal him from you, but I can't promise you for the other teams. I don't know. Maybe.
Well, we might not even be sitting next to each other this year, depending on.
Yeah, maybe they'll separate us.
Well, I think that was just random last year.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. So we'll have to get some signals on the base running coaches.
We'll do batting signals. I'll start signaling to you.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be funny. We should do that, to be honest.
We'd get accused. They're already worried about collusion.
Yeah, that's okay.
So yeah, I think that I think the Jays have some good options here. What about Barger?
Sure. Where's he at on there? Let's see. 245.
I think that's good value. I think he's one of those guys that people just discount because of his pedigree.
That's a good range because my guy Caglione is 253, Barger's 245. So you take Barger in that range, and I'll take Caglione, and we'll both be happy.
Okay, I like it. That's okay. 12.
I want to. Okay. We were kind of on this last year with the A's going to the Little League Stadium, Yeah. Not that the Royals are going to a Little League Stadium, but they did move the fences in.
Just like in Toronto.
Yes, they moved the fences in a little bit. So I kind of want to get aggressive with some of their guys because that ballpark is kind of hard to hit home runs in. Like obviously they've had some prolific hitters there in recent times. Like when they went in one of the World Series, Cosmer was good. Salvador Perez has some big seasons, but I think this will help a lot. So I want to get aggressive with some of their guys.
That was a death stadium.
Yeah.
So if they moved we saw the impact in Toronto.
Well, yeah, and the Guardians, they didn't move their fences in, but when they were doing renovations in right field. I don't remember if you remember this. When they were doing renovations in right field, created it was like a wind tunnel in there. So they were hitting there's like a lot more home runs hit in that stadium than usual because the wind was just like whipping out because they had these big like blockers up there. Not
Just get
blockers,
it
but
into
just
the get it
it
get
was
it
like
into
a
the
part of
hot
the
dog
stadium.
air.
Yeah, and so
Get
once
it
they
in the
took
popcorn stream.
once where those were down, the wind was just like whipping out. So they were
Yeah,
getting some positive stuff. But yeah, I kind of want to get some Royals on my team for sure.
yeah. I think. Well, I agree with you, but I felt like I over-indexed on that last year with Willie Davis. I was like, okay, he's moving. He's gonna have similar power, but he's gonna have less home runs. But it's a ballpark that allows him to have a better batting average, and I just overthought it.
Yeah. This would be more of a positive, I think, right? Since they're
Yeah,
not going to like a new stadium or anything, they're
new team, new
just
stadium. Yeah.
easier to hit a home run, or should be, anyways.
Well, they moved the walls in Toronto, and it had a positive impact on pretty much
Yeah.
everybody.
So how come I'm looking at this though too? So Jeff Hoffman is really far down on the closer, like not on the closer, but just like on the pitcher rankings, right? Like he's pretty far down there. 176. I mean, I would take him over a lot of these guys in front of him. For
I think
save
it's Beebs
purposes.
down there. That's crazy.
Yeah, he's way down there. Why is he so far down?
I think maybe someone else will be.
Yeah, are they going to not have him as closer? I'm just assuming he's going to be the closer.
Well, they didn't go get somebody else.
No, I mean,
but also the thing about the Jays too is like, you tell me, you were in Cleveland. Atkins and Shapiro have kind of operated like closers are next man up, and we're going to throw you into high leverage, and we're going to have lots of guys that could potentially be a closer, and then they're going to win the spot because they went and got Hoffman as a project.
Yeah.
He didn't really have a lot of proving closing experience previously. They just liked the style of pitching and felt that it was good and high leverage. So maybe
Fangraph still has him projected firmly to be the closer.
Well, and I think that's true.
Yeah.
But my point being is that I think it's still a good pick because he's definitely going to get closes. But I don't know if that means that he's secured in. That spot is his for the whole season, regardless of what happens.
Yeah, if he was struggling, then yeah, I'm sure they would just.
Well, even down the stretch at the end of the year, they stopped pitching him when his velocity went down a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, look at he's got to have a rebound from that Game 7, though, man. Come on, can't go out like that.
Yeah, it was I don't know why he threw a pitch that you could hit. I just didn't
it's very unfortunate.
Just throw that in the dirt.
Yeah, you should be still be celebrating a World Series championship right now, Steve.
I know. Well, and the other guy I looked up on the data space is IKF.
Yeah,
one of my buddies, he went to the Red Sox. It was like, oh, great. Here we go. Mr. Base Runner.
Yeah. In there to just annoy you.
Yeah. Anyways, that's so just in recap, I like the idea of going outfielders first. This year, I got to get a closer. I think the strategy was right last year. I picked the wrong guy.
Yeah. Like I said, I think the process was fine. Just got to execute it better.
Yeah. Well, I think that one change I would make is last year I targeted shortstop. I won't do that this year. I will target shortstop, but not in the top round because you need, like you said, you need outfielders. You need more outfielders than shortstops. Even though shortstop is a harder position to find a productive player, because you need more outfielders, you need to draft outfielders first. And so you get a shortstop maybe with your 4th or 5th pick.
Yeah. I mean, just looking at it through that lens, I don't see how you don't take an outfielder in the first 2 rounds or even 2,
Yeah.
That was something that stuck out to me. So,
yeah. Outfielder, starting pitcher, shortstop, or maybe closer. And then just go based on who's got the best talent after that.
Yeah. All right, chat. I mean, we're kind of down to the top of the hour here. So to recap, you also chat. So next week, FSGA conference probably won't have any streams, obviously, but we will have some content from the conference coming. I'm gonna be doing some like day in the life content once we get there. We're gonna do some interviews with some people, hopefully, and ask them some questions, which should be fun. So definitely stay tuned to the socials because we'll have some content coming, but probably no streams until obviously I get back from Vegas. Steve,
It's gonna be fun.
yeah, do you have anything to say about the conference, I guess, before we get there?
If any of you are there, come and find us. We've got a Jays jersey giveaway.
Yeah, giving away. We didn't talk about Slim Vladdy. What's up with that, man?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
On Ozempic for sure. No, it looks good. He looks svelte. He looks like he was a different guy last year. He was a leader. He's more mature.
He definitely was.
So I'd look out. I drafted him last year, and I did make the comment. I was relatively happy with that pick. I think that was my second pick, and he kind of fell in that same by the end of the season results. I'd pick him again. He could be one of those guys that people are sleeping on. He could also be one of those guys that people watch the playoffs and then they over-index on him and draft too high.
I think you need to draft him again. I'm just going to say it.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I want to see him on your team again.
If you're at the conference, come find us. Drop a business card in the Dodgers hat, because that's where we're collecting business cards for a chance to win a Vladdy Blue Jays jersey. And make sure you check out data feeds. If you're a company out there, or you're a project, you need access to data, let us know. You can DM Ben. And if you like the data spaces that we were playing with today, most of them are in the community. Go and check them out.
Yeah, make sure you join the Discord. It's free. Go to rollinginsights.com and you can click it on the very bottom of the landing page there. All of our social links. Click the Discord and make sure you guys hop in there because you're going to want to be in there. March Madness coming. Baseball season starting up, so we'll be in there. Obviously.
PGA, yeah, you got all your cards and drops in there.
For sure. Yeah, we'll have lots of fun.
Also, the other thing we're going to do this year, Ben, we didn't do it last year, is we got to go to a card show.
100%. Oh, I wanted to bring that up too with Super Bowl. Like, I would love to look. I had Sam Darnold on that card list. I'd love to know what his cards are now after winning the Super Bowl.
And then just troll Jeremy. Be like, hey, totally right.
We do need to do. Yeah, that would be fun.
We should do that. Well, next week, we'll be away, but the following week, put that on the agenda. That we'll go back and look at some of our old predictions for cards.
Yeah, I will definitely do that.
We're going to go. The other thing, I know we're running a little bit on time. They have those like card mystery box giveaways in Vegas. I don't know how much they cost. If they're anything reasonable, then we might have to go to one.
We can pick one up, see what's up. I'll do some scouting because I'll be there a day before you. So I'm gonna scout out down around there and see if there's anything like. I think there is a card store somewhere around there. So
I think there's one on Fremont. I swear.
Yeah. I think there is. I'll do some research on Sunday and see what I can find.
Cool. All right, everybody.
All right, chat. Thank you guys for tuning in. We will see everybody next time.
See you guys.